Hello, welcome to another episode of Out of Stand Nation. Man, Inspiring Summer is still going strong. So,
I mean, it's only what, mid-July, so
yep. I'm already looking forward to what's August going to bring too. I haven't even looked at what's coming out in August, but I already know it's going to be lit. So,
yeah, yeah. And
so
should we get? And well, again, as you can see, it's just me and Jihoon today,
mhm.
for this week's episode. You two seem to flip flop now. Uh,
I know, I know. I mean, a lot of it too is I'm being busy,
yeah,
especially with getting ready for moving. So,
yeah, yeah. I
I'm,
mean,
I'm tired of moving.
the schedules are hard to match up sometimes.
Yep. I mean, especially we're all working adults, so
I'd like to
adult.
return my adulthood, please. I would like to
Yeah.
have free time again.
Yeah, I know, right? So.
um,
Oh man. So, I guess let's get started with this first one. So, Rocket Punch with their Japan debut with Bubble Up. What do you
hmm
think, man?
it was interesting. So I'm happy to see Jury doing like J-pop again. Even
Hmm.
if it's just for not as a consistent thing, but it's nice to see them. But it's also very it fits the Japanese style of J-pop.
Hmm.
It's very cute. It's very energetic and whatever.
Yep.
Um,
Very synth pop.
yeah.
Um, in some ways, I was kind of getting some vibes of like early Twice Japan releases.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it was a great kind of it was just great seeing something along those lines again from that era.
Yeah. It,
So.
it it's very much of the bubble blah, 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 bubblegum synth pop.
Yep. Oh yeah, and and none of the usual complaints that you hear from me about a lot of J-pop songs with the mixing, and mastering, or the vocal
Mm-hmm.
processing. So I thought it was very well put together, very well packaged, and
Right.
familiar too because this is a very familiar style for say like Woolim. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we hear a bit of that kind of like Woolim sound, and actually I
Right.
don't even know if Woolim how much Woolim really had a hand in as far as like composing the song. I haven't
Right.
looked at the credits for it, but I wouldn't be surprised that if it was your usual crew that writes the Woolim songs
Mm-hmm.
because for
I mean, because you see in the beginning, it says Yoshimoto
music
music.
company.
Yeah.
Hmm. But I don't know if that's a distributor or if they were also had a hand in the production.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah, I'm just curious on how much they might have actually had a hand in the creation of this music video, like the song and
mhm.
whatnot.
Yeah, because we typically see like Sony, was it Pony Canyon,
Yeah.
that label, and
Mm-hmm.
like they're a publisher. All they do is publish and market the song in whatever market you're releasing in, but they
Mm-hmm.
may not actually have anything to do with the actual songwriting.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, you know, it's it's a sound that's not very it's not foreign for women girl groups,
Right.
and it just surprised me that it took this long for William to actually getting around to releasing a song in Japan for the Japanese market.
Y- uh, Right, and especially considering like Takahashi Judy, she is a Japanese member who was a J-pop idol and was very
Mhm.
active as a
Mhm.
J-pop idol. So
And even
like,
before that, you had Lovelyz. Lovelyz would have annual concerts in Japan because they have a fairly large fan base in Japan, despite never having released any songs in Japanese or any Japanese albums.
right, oh,
So, the Williams, they got that sound, they got that concept that works well for Japan,
mm-hmm,
and like here they finally actually like released it before Japan.
right,
So,
which is very nice. Um,
mhm.
I,
Oh yeah.
I will say like it's also nice because to like we Takahashi Judy. Oh, well, I'll just say Judy because it's just so much easier. Um, Judy is very much put in the. I feel like she's being put a little bit more in the background and trying to put the other members forward for this music video as well, considering she is the only Japanese member. So it does slightly give the other members a little bit more exposure, which is something that we've talked about before, giving members who haven't had a certain amount of exposure or popularity more exposure.
Yep.
So I think that doing something like this is actually a really good strategy to kind of boost more fans for the other members as well and try to even it out.
Yeah, and I would say that even among the other the non-Japanese members, I feel like Yu-Young got the most exposure. Like maybe not like a whole lot more compared to the other members, but if you just like randomly click around in the video, or at least when I did it a few times, it's very frequently it will be her face that will be front and center. And even when I watched it, I did notice that she did kind of pop out a bit more. Although lately, I think for me, that's also because like I've been watching some variety shows with Rocket Punch, and like I'm just kind of like on this Yu-Gi-Oh kick right now.
Yeah, I mean they're a fun group. They are a fun group.
Yep. If you haven't watched them on Factor Star recently, I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Judy's not in it though, because that's when she was taking a break from promotions.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I will say that I did notice that that the Japanese is a little bit more rougher. I'd say. Which I'm guessing they're still very much learning Japanese right now. So I'm not perfect with Japanese. You might be able to confirm or disconfirm me with the Japanese if it seems a little bit more rougher or.
At points there is but I mean I would say like compared to like say I remember Girls' Generation back in the day when they first had their the first few Japanese releases. Like that was noticeably rough with the Japanese pronunciations. Here it's a lot more serviceable for sure.
Yeah. So. I mean, if you really, because we actively listen to it, so I feel like it's very much more noticeable because we're actively listening. But if you're passively listening, I feel like it's not as noticeable.
Which is really easy to do with the song because it's a very, refreshing kind of song that.
Oh yeah.
I found myself getting lost into it, so like, I kind of stopped caring about that. So.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable song. It's fun. It's good for summer. So like, you play volleyball, play tennis, do whatever, and it fits.
Oh yeah, especially like when you got some like those tennis like style outfits in some of the scenes.
Right.
So yeah, it's very cute. I love it.
It works.
Well, it more than works. I think they killed it.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that.
So yeah, I mean, like, if they decide to do more Japanese releases, and I honestly hope that they improve their Japanese because they're at a level that, and they fit a concept that works well for the Japanese audience. So it's like, why not go full in, So.
I think it's also less of a problem with the way they're doing their vocal deliveries in the song. Listen to it again right now, like they have a bit more of a kind of a sing talky, right, style delivery, or even with the parts with the rap. So it makes it less noticeable, or even less important in a way because of the way it's being delivered. So.
I'm just looking forward to improvement, honestly. That's where I'm coming from. I just want to see them improve.
And I'm actually looking forward to seeing their next Japanese release. Especially it's gonna be of this style of concept, or especially with the the mixing and mastering.
Right.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah, because they still have a few more years in their contract, so it's like,
man, yeah. I can't, like, it feels like it hasn't been that long since they debuted.
So yeah, it's been a little less than 2 years.
Uh, 2000. They debuted in early 2020. So yeah, and it's like it still just feels like
Yeah.
a, like not even a year ago they debuted. At
Mm-hmm.
least for me, anyways. So.
Yeah. I feel like it's yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, you ready to move it on to the next one?
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. Yeah. Want to take it away?
Yeah. So our next one is Hin with Weekends Without You.
Mhm.
Uh, and this is a duet with
Yep.
Kim Jae Hwan.
Yep.
Now, I will be honest. For me, I do not know very much about either of these artists.
We have talked about him before.
Right, but I feel
at
like
least once.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like you and Nick know more about like the backgrounds of like Hin more than I do.
Actually, I don't.
Oh, okay.
So, because that last time that we talked about him, and I think actually maybe we talked about her twice, but I want to say one of those times that we talked about him, uh, it was that music video that had Luna's Heejin
Hmm.
in the music video.
Okay. Yeah.
Or I am probably mistaken for someone else. So,
Maybe. I feel like we rely on Nick so much when it comes to some artists that we don't really know like very well. We really rely on Nick.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this like music video itself, I feel like this is, how do I explain it?
It's much more film like.
Yeah, yeah. It's very cinematic.
Hmm. Yeah, because initially, at first I thought that it was from an OST for a drama.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially since we've been getting a lot of those lately.
Right.
So that's kind of been like my expectation when I see these type of music videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's it's I can very much see it happening in a drama, and this is like just clips of an OST,
Hmm.
and I think it works well. I don't I don't think it's overly dramatic, but also this is probably like would be one of the very few like lighthearted music videos that kind of builds up that kind of romance in
Yeah.
for the OST. But like it it's not something that is overly complicated for an MV either. I don't think, especially
Oh no.
it feels like one of those ballads. Those music videos for ballads.
Hmm. And especially when you talk about when you look at the lyrics too, basically hate the weekends without you. Every day feels like work. They really longing for that other person. You know,
Mhm.
it all does tell that story of what the song's talking about.
Right.
So,
So
yeah,
So
this song. You ever notice that you ever get like a kind of a retro vibe from the song?
yeah.
Because it feels like and I want to say even uses some of the chords that you would hear from like a 60s or no, maybe like more like a 70s era like rock ballad.
Mm.
Because like I feel like this is like the kind of music that I would hear off of my grandma's records when she'd be playing her records in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So
This definitely feels like something that my parents would be listening to as well. Like
Mhm.
I remember sitting in the car, and my parents would just like crank this kind of music up and just start singing
Yeah.
along to it.
Yeah.
One, it is embarrassing. It was
It-
incredibly embarrassing.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Mhm.
You know.
But yeah, it gives it kind of that a timeless feeling, and it's I don't know. I feel like it would be relatable.
Yeah.
For anybody who's been in these type of relationships, anyways, of any age.
Yeah.
Whether you're in your teenage years or in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is a song that, this song is one of those songs in a genre where you may not appreciate it when you're young, but as you grow older, this is definitely a style that you can learn to appreciate.
Yes, especially once you got some of that life experience under you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, because like the vocals, the heart that comes into what comes with the experience. I think you
Mhm.
having that in this is kind of what makes the meaning so much deeper.
Oh yeah, because especially like their vocal deliveries for both Kim Jae Hwan and Hin, you
Mhm.
know, I thought they were very well executed.
Mhm.
You know, really sells the emotions, and you know, the song itself, it's kind of mellow in a sense.
Right.
It's got like a little bit of somberness to it, but also got a little bit of hopefulness to it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's not overly dramatic. You
Right.
know, based off of what we were talking about from the lyrics and music video, it would be easy to get the impression this is a very dramatic, heartbreaking music
Mhm.
video and song, but it's not really that. It's not the case.
Right.
So
And
it's really more my kind of vibe.
yeah. And what's nice is that this is a duet, so like there's not one artist that is overtaking another, or where it's
Mhm.
like a feature where because
Yep.
Nick hasn't mentioned, you and Nick have mentioned it before, where like features maybe you'll get one or two bars, but every so often there might be an artist that does get featured that gets more lines than they usually would, but
Hmm.
stereotypically when it's a feature you get a very small part. With a
Yep.
duet, they're getting an even spotlight. They're getting a good amount of time. Okay, maybe not even exactly, but a good amount of time split between the
Hmm.
two.
Yeah, and especially because it's a duet, there's a lot of harmonizing,
Mm-hmm.
between the two of them. So, and yeah, I thought they did very well.
Yeah, incredibly well. But I will say that this isn't going to. While I do appreciate this song, this isn't something that I would go out of my way to listen to.
Hmm.
Um, it is beautifully done. The vocals, everything is done really well. I just don't think it's my kind of song that I would if it comes on I'll listen to it, but I'm not going to go out of my I wouldn't be going out of my way to listen to it just because it
Hmm.
just doesn't fit my taste.
Yeah, for me, I could definitely put a song like this on a playlist, not my primary playlist, but more like because I got different playlists for different moods for
Right.
whatever I'm doing, right?
Mhm.
And especially like when I'm cooking. Sometimes if I'm, cooking something that's like I'm really looking forward to, really upbeat, energetic, then I have that kind of playlist. And
Mhm.
if I got other times where I'm just like, let me do some work, but like, just put something that's kind of chill, down tempo,
Mhm.
you know, a song like this would be fine for that too. You know,
Yeah.
I kind of like a soothing, relaxing atmosphere.
Mhm.
Where what was it? We talked about like a coffee shop type of playlist.
Yeah. I
You
could
know,
definitely see this as a coffee shop playlist.
yeah, at least for myself, anyways. So, all right, can we move it on?
Yeah, let's go.
Man, this is something that was a very pleasant surprise for myself. This is a new solo debut. Artist name is Iso.
Mhm.
However, this is not a rookie artist. This is So Yuri. She is former member of Very Good under the stage name Soyu. She is
Mhm.
also the younger sister for AOA's Yuna.
Mhm.
So, what
Yeah.
do you think, man?
I thought it was interesting, especially so with this entire theme, it's very much of a musical theme.
Hmm.
You've got the whole like music box, kind of like
Yep.
what was it? Kind of like almost that ballerina in the music box, except
Hmm.
that the theme is almost like it's broken or she's trying to break away.
Hmm.
Which is a very interesting concept because considering that she's now a soloist, but she's also a former member of like Very Good,
Yep.
So
So,
it's interesting and
I,
it's just really beautifully done, in my opinion.
I really enjoyed it, because in a sense, it's a her sort of vocal style here
Mm-hmm.
is familiar if you're familiar with Very Good and their music.
Mm-hmm.
The musical style isn't really in Very Good's style at all,
Right.
but her vocal style is, and just kind of having that familiarity, that continuity, seeing that continuity
Mm-hmm.
from where she was at with Very Good to here, was very, in a sense, like very comforting.
Right.
That the same, Soyu that we fell in love with as part of Very Good,
Mm-hmm.
you could still continue to enjoy that same artist here. Different name, new name,
Right.
but it's still the same person, still the same style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. It,
now what's up?
oh, I was just gonna say, like, her vocals has such a depth to it. I feel like it's very much matured from how she was in Very Good. Like,
Mhm.
it's not like a huge difference, but it's like how
It's noticeable.
It's noticeable. It's evolved. It's a continuation. This is like, and it from the visuals, it's like she's breaking away from what her old image is and trying to break away and become her own artist, and
Mhm.
hence like Oigo or Oijo.
Yep. Orgo.
Yeah. Being a music box. She is an artist. She is a music. Basically, she herself is the musical instrument,
Mhm.
or the music box. So she's still continuing that, but breaking away from that mold that she was before, and I think that really says a lot in the music video.
Did you research the lyrics before talking about on this
Nope.
recording today?
Nope, I have not read the lyrics at all.
Because you definitely picked up the storytelling, at least from the
From the visual standpoint.
from the video, but also with the mood being set by the musical accompaniment as well. So, because that is pretty much spot on with what the lyrics is talking about.
I don't even understand the words, and I got it.
I mean, it's yeah. So, the music style, very very down tempo, very trappy.
Mm-hmm.
And I typically don't really like these styles very much. It's very hit or miss with me. And in this instance, I actually really enjoy it. I actually listened to the song quite a bit this week.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it just made it that much more intriguing for me. But also because the song, in a sense, it kind of has a bit of an atmosphere of like it's got that certain atmosphere to it, right? Where it's kind of, I don't know what's a good word for it, like maybe a little dark, but not like dreary or anything like that.
Pop punk, I want to kind of say, because it has that. Oh no, I wouldn't say pop punk. Kind of almost like the Hikaru Utada style of music, especially with like Simple and Clean, with this vocal style that.
Yeah, with that kind of because she does have like a little bit of wispiness here in her vocal execution.
Yeah, and
but also like that breathiness to it too.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of adds a little bit of sensuality to to the vocal style.
Yeah, almost like a mysticism kind of thing.
Yeah. So, and so here's the thing too, right? When I first listened to the song, I didn't pay attention to the music video, but I enjoyed it, right? And okay, I want to listen to it again, and now let me actually watch the music video to it, and I didn't recognize the artist's name, Iso. I'm like, okay, I don't know who this is. But then when I was looking at watching the video, I'm like, that looks like, oh no wait, that is Yuri. And I was like, whoa, it's like mind blowing. I was just so excited. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I just kind of watched it without like any expectations or without any information. And then like you put down like, hey, this is so and so. I'm like, oh, honestly, good for her. Happy to see that she is debuting again, but now as a soloist.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I mean, I was that much more excited because I really did start to fall in love with Very Good, starting from around 2019, and then this time it happened this year.
Yeah. So yeah, but this kind of music video is very interesting. It's so beautifully done. The dark colors mixed in with the reds. It's one of the. It's very stereotypical color usage,
Mm-hmm.
But even though it's stereotypical, I think it's stereotypical for a good reason. It's very, very eye-popping, very eye-catching, and it's used in a lot of situations to put in a lot of meaning.
Yeah, and even some of the visual styles too. It's kind of in a way like stereotypical as well. Like we've seen it done in some girl groups like Pink Fantasy or soloists like Sunmi, Hot Felt. Well, at least with some of the the visual elements, object use, symbolism. But the marionettes depiction that we saw at the very beginning of the music video, I think the last time I saw something like that was 2014 with Laboon with What About Us. So that's something I haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, because I've seen it in the marionette style with I'm trying to remember the AKB song.
Oh, see, that's the reason why I haven't seen it as well, because I don't stop it.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to AKB.
Well, it's
are you
been
talking about one of their older releases from 2007 or something like that?
Yeah, from way back then.
Way back when. Well, back when back when I actually had an interest in what Aki P was saying.
I think so.
Yeah. No, probably more recent than that. What, 2011 or so, maybe.
Maybe. It's been a while. I think it was Uza.
Yeah. That's okay. That is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. It's
either, I think that was 2011 or so.
It's either 2007 or 2011. I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's an Evan in the wood. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, man. Nice. You ready to move on to the last one?
Yeah. Let's go.
You want to bring it in?
Yeah. So this one is Kangta with a. Would you say it's a remake or what would you?
It's a you could say a remake, rearrangement.
Okay. One of those words of an older song done by his group is called Fatal Fly 2021. So this song was originally done by HOT in 1997, and this features NCT. You said it features NCT's Sungchan and aespa's Winter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they feature in the music video. So the song is it is fairly close, right? Fairly what's the word? Faithful to the original version. In terms of the feel, the atmosphere. But the original version was a bit more jazzier with a more jazzy style of R&B, which was fine for the era. It was very popular back then, and it's still usable. It's still fine today. But this version, I actually really like it. Normally I'm kind of I guess a purist, almost like a hipster even, where it's oh, the original is so much better.
I've never heard the original, so I really can't say much. So I'll probably I haven't really watched it. So, I only listened to it, so that's why I was going with your words with that is featuring NCT, Sungmin and aespa's Winter, but I also haven't heard the original. I'll probably go back to listen to the original. just to have a good comparison of the song. But I feel like it's got that kind of, I don't know how to explain it again. It's kind of got this epic vocals that you would hear from, what's that Tarzan song?
I don't know, man.
Oh well, whatever.
I mean, he's got a bit more of a soulful delivery here,
Right.
especially with his opening vocals of the song.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's also accompanied with a bit more of like this kind of um, orchestral accompaniment. But
Yeah.
the kind of gives it like almost like a heavenly feel to the song,
Mm-hmm.
which when you look at the music video, it's not so much like heavenly, but more like otherworldly. Kind of taking the sunshine and winter to like this kind of like paradise, or this faraway fantastical place.
Right.
It's got like very some like sci-fi elements to the music video itself as well, which if you've watched SM music videos from like the 90s all the way through the early 2000s, 2010s to now,
Mm-hmm.
you see a lot. You'll notice SM loves these certain tropes with like their sci-fi elements,
Right.
and you just see it in full spades here.
Oh, I just remembered the artist. So it's the artist that I was thinking of was Phil Collins.
Okay.
Yeah, because Phil Collins has that similar soulful, like orchestral like vocals in his music, which is why that this song kind of reminds me of it. It's also kind of captures that old how would I say it? It still captures that early like 90s feel for this music video.
Yeah, but I mean, which is totally fine for right now, because like going retro is like totally the thing, right? We got like all these like 80s style retro synth pop, 70s style disco pop, 90s style New Jack Swing. So why not? Yeah, I think it's perfectly well timed to release a song like this.
And kind of watching it right now, you very much see like the effects that they're trying to bring in with the whole like modern like technology that wasn't available back then, and it looks incredibly beautiful. Like the world that they're creating for this song.
Yep.
It's they're not using the effects that kind of feels like it's overdone, but it feels like almost like a search for freedom kind of deal. With also like considering aespa's concept, I think works because aespa's got that futuristic like I don't exactly know what it would be called, but like futuristic girl group kind of technological. So like kind of infusing the old and
kind of cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's the word, cyberpunk. Kind of adding that from like aespa's side, and kind of like almost getting back to like a more nature style, but still kind of having a little bit of aspects of that cyberpunk feel is really interesting.
Another thing I noticed too is I mean, SM music videos already have like this heavily airbrushed look anyways. Like you see it a lot, especially like in Shiny, Red Velvet and whatnot. But in this music video, I feel like they just kind of cranked it up just a little bit more to kind of give it like this airbrushed CGI look. Because like those close-up shots of like Winter Space or Kangta Space, it's like it looks heavily airbrushed. Like it looks like almost like a CGI character.
Yeah, I mean, I also feel like they're also trying to go for a CG kind of painting look as well.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense why they would do it over those two.
Like you literally just said
Yeah.
what I just said.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, like I have to repeat it for it to like make sense.
Ray stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it very much feels like Picasso. No, it's not Picasso.
Are you talking about Salvador Dali with the clocks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it has a very surreal look, very digitized look, and that's also ties in with some of the digitized effects of like the flickering of, video noise.
Yeah, and it's honestly trying to take that kind of painting and just modernize it into like this world's technology, which I found really interesting. And boy, did I just show how much I do not know artwork of the medieval era.
Salvador Dali is not from the medieval era, dude. That's from the early 1900s.
It's old, okay?
It is old, but I mean, hey, not that old.
Look, time frame is not a good look for me, okay?
All right. Man, you got your pick of the week already?
Yeah. Do you?
Oh yeah, I got mine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be ISO with Oreo.
Make that 2 votes.
Oh man, that's a double kill right there.
As much as I enjoyed like the other music videos, like ISO's just hits differently. Don't get me wrong, like Rocket Punch's Bubble Up was really fun. Kangta's Free to Fly was very soulful, but artistically and musically, I felt like ISO's solo debut just hit very differently than the others, and it was so well done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because for myself too, this style of music, we've seen it a lot in 2019, and ever since we got into the full swing of the retro everything, I've kind of missed it. Like even though I'm not that much of a fan of like, especially like really trappy type of songs, just having that kind of, having something a bit more different. Besides, a lot of the throwbacks that we've been getting.
Right.
It's just really stood out that much more to me, and just I like variety. And this was giving me the variety that I've been kind of craving. So, and also, come on, man, I love Very Good. I love Soyul. I love Yuri. So
yeah,
it's great to see her back. All right, man. Quick shots.
All right. Yeah. So we've got some exciting news. So it has been confirmed that Eunbi is working on a solo debut. For those who don't know the Eunbi I'm talking about, it is former IZ*ONE's leader, Eunbi. Yep. She is working on a solo debut right now. Hopefully it'll be within 2021. And I'm hoping also that it will be before August 31st, so we can mark off a bingo board.
That's exactly what I was about to bring up to you.
But yeah, like it'll honestly be really great to hear her vocals again. Granted, we've heard, if you've been listening to the Japanese members like AKB, HKT, you've heard the J-Line members have been singing on stages already. But hearing the Korean members, granted, yes, Yuri has had an OST and whatever, but actually having a solo debut, I think, is something that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, a solo debut to promote with, because OSTs don't typically get promoted.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, man, I'm totally down for it. So
yeah.
Up next, we got Twice with What Is Love recharting. A big part of what is driving the recharting has been TikToks. A lot of TikTok songs have been using "What Is Love," and there's been some dance challenges going on as well. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I've seen it a few times. I think what started it was from a wedding TikTok.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it was a couple dancing to "What Is Love" for for their wedding.
which makes sense because "What Is Love" had that very like musical style. Kind of like there was like that old movie called La La Land. That was like
Mm.
what 7 years ago, 8 years ago, whenever
Mhm.
that movie came out.
Right.
You know, it was a musical. You know, so
Mhm.
it would totally work for a wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the members even on their own TikToks redid some of the scenes as well, if I
Oh
remember
man.
right. And
Yeah.
it was very cute. Uh, except there was a slight difference though. Jiho and Chaeyoung, instead of doing their parts, they actually copied or redid the dance
Other
that
members.
no, they did the dance of the wedding couple.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
because Jiho was in a wedding dress or wedding-like dress or wedding dress, and Chaeyoung was in a suit. So,
Okay. okay.
So-
That's cool.
I could be wrong, but because it's been a few days since I last watched it, but no, and it was for like a Filipino wedding, I believe it was that they.
Okay.
So
Okay. Oh yeah.
yeah, honestly, seeing it recharge, it is. I remember when we fit the two
I'm
of us.
I was happy.
Yeah, when we were both excited when that song first came out. I remember
Yeah.
how we were both extremely excited.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That was actually the first comeback we experienced together after we met. Oh,
I think
I
so.
want to say I think it was either that or Dance the Night Away. I might
No,
be
no,
mistaken.
no. It was not Dance the Night Away.
Okay, yeah, because Dance the Night Away was way later after that.
Hmm.
Well, not that much later, but yeah, it was like that's part of our history. Oh.
Yeah.
All right,
So yeah,
it's time to wrap it up.
yeah. Let's do it. So thank you for watching. If you like any of the songs that we've talked about, or if you want to listen to any of the other songs that we haven't talked about, it will usually be in the description below. Give them all a listen. They're all really great. They're all amazing in their own ways. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you to all of our wonderful patrons. With your help, it's been an awesome ride. And our Patreon will also be in the description below. Other than that, continue giving these artists some support. Look forward to all the future releases of all the artists that we will be talking about. That is upcoming soon. Other than that, we'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye.